We just got this text. I'm so excited about this. It's from Lizzie, and she is talking about her family traditions this time of year. Here's
Okay.
what she said, and I love this so much. She said her mom worked a lot of different jobs so that she could make Christmas special for their family. And here's where I'm excited is that Lizzie also now, because she kind of helps take care of some of her family, she wants to make it super special for her mama. So she's keeping the tradition, although it looks a little different. And, I love that. Every family is different. Every family's traditions are different. For us on Christmas Eve, I put out like a whole spread. I don't do a whole lot of cooking anymore, but on Christmas Eve, I just lay it out. It's finger foods and appetizers and just little things to nosh on, this year, a charcuterie board. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
one thing you need to know about Liz, if you ever meet her, she is Miss Hospitality. I mean, the charcuterie boards, everything. I remember when she first started coming here, it was like, oh, I've got this food. And she brings this food. I'm like, wow, you don't have to do this. She just loves on people. And Scott, oh my word, I love the tradition that Scott had with his grandma who raised him.
Aw.
So it centers around an orange, and I backtrack a little bit. Christmas Eve was the big time. My grandmother raised me, and so Christmas Eve, we had all of the family over. So uncles, aunts, cousins, everybody, and that's when we ate. We opened all the presents, and that's when we had our big time. Well, Christmas morning was a little quieter. It was just me and my grandmother, but every morning, Christmas morning, when I came out, she would have a few little items out, little gifts for me. And there was always an orange or two. And I never, ever understood why she's always putting these oranges out for me. It was later when I got older, I realized that back, in the Great Depression and that time era when she was younger, oranges were a big deal. They were scarce. And a lot of times they would give oranges to each other as treats at Christmas. And that's why she did that for me.
I love that.
Oh,
Oh, that's
so
so sweet. That is
Yes.
so sweet.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Here's an open mic that just came in from the My HISRadio app.
One of our family traditions on Christmas Eve is I make a homemade hot chocolate from scratch and cinnamon rolls, and we all really enjoy that together.
I love that. The cinnamon rolls, and he said hot chocolate from scratch.
It's the
not
best.
ripping it open in a pack.
Nope, it's the best when it's from scratch.
How do you make it from scratch?
Oh, like you use cocoa powder and real cream, and you put sugar in it. And
Wow.
yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good.
And
It's good.
It tastes so different, I am sure, from the
It
powdered
does.
stuff you get at the store.
It does. Well, Jess texted, and one of her traditions, she said, growing up, is she always baked with her mom and her grandma, and she's been doing it kind of by herself until recently. But this year, she gets to bake with her family, and so they're going to be baking like 12 different things coming up this weekend.
Really?
I know, so that's cool. Deidre also, she said, here's what happens after everybody leaves the house. She turns all the lights off in the house, other than the Christmas lights, and she sits there and she watches It's a Wonderful Life. She does it every year.
Perfect. That is so good. Kathy's here at 800-447-7234. What about you, Kathy?
When they were little, we did the 12 days of Christmas gifts. It didn't have to be a big gift, but each kid got a gift for 12 different days, and it kind of spread Christmas out a little bit for them. And then Christmas morning was their like big Santa gift or whatever, but we did those 12 days before Christmas with special little, and it could be something as simple as a nice tree ornament or their favorite big candy bar or just something, to say, hey, this is the 12 days of Christmas for you guys. So.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Our HISRadio app, the My HISRadio app, you can do an open mic and record right there. Here's one of the open mics that just came in from the My HISRadio app.
When I was growing up, we always had a Christmas Eve party. Mom would do the whole spread like Liz was talking about with the pickups and the pork ribs and the little smokies, and it was always a good time. Everybody came and everybody had a great time. And then we would open one gift on Christmas Eve and the rest of our gifts on Christmas morning.
Okay, so something just jumped out of me. or not out to me, not not out of me, but
Whoa,
just
watch
jumps
it.
out to me in what she said, what Liz said earlier, and that is Christmas pickups. And I'm thinking trucks. What is a Christmas pickup? Because I'm feeling that's not the same thing.
No, it's like a little app, an appetizer. It's just a finger food. It's something that you can just pick up. You don't need cutlery, or anything fancy.
So a pickup is just you pick something up off the table.
Yeah, like a finger food. You're not actually
Okay.
eating fingers.
I've
Like it's a finger
never,
food.
I've never heard it referred to as a pickup.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
what are
I've
you going to
never
bring to
used
the
that.
party? What are you going to bring to the Christmas party? A pickup. Oh, God, is that a Toyota, Ford? What?
We going looking at Christmas lights? What's happening here?
Yeah, exactly.
So Tara texted and she said, here's the tradition in their family. Their parents watch Christmas movies on Christmas Eve, but the very last movie they watch is the Nativity because it points to Jesus and the reason for the season. I love that.
My wife loves that movie. The
I love it.
Nativity. It's
Yes.
so good.
It's so good. Carol, here's what they do. First of all, they make homemade pizzas on Christmas Eve, and then they attend the Christmas Eve service that starts at 11 p.m. And when her kids were little, they would wear their Christmas pajamas to the Christmas Eve service at church, and then they would fall asleep, obviously, before the service even ended.
I want to wear my pajamas to the Christmas Eve service.
You should,
My
and someone
onesies.
needs to take video.
I think I'll be looked at like, what's this dude doing? Here's another His Radio open mic from the My His Radio app.
This is Amanda. I grew up in a Southern Baptist church, and after the Christmas play every year, we got brown paper bags, and they had like fruit and candy and nuts and stuff in them. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I want one of those.
Right? That sounds
Wow.
so unique. From
I
the
know.
church, right? That's what you said. The
Yeah.
church gave those out. That is so good. I love hearing these Christmas traditions that are coming in.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
There was a day, eons ago, that you could get on a plane for $25. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, His Radio. And now that moment has been recaptured because Amazon Prime is going to do something for students. And what I like is that they do give students some kind of a discount to have Prime. Like for us adults, it's what? $18,000
A month.
Prime for a year. Yeah, a month, right? It's expensive, but a lot of people love it. It pays for itself in the first couple of, things that you get delivered to your home. But Prime students have the opportunity to fly home for the holidays for $25, but they're only doing this for 3,000 students.
Yeah. So the first 1,000 got their tickets on Tuesday, the second 1,000 today. Tomorrow is the last day. If a student has Amazon Prime, also has the Student Universe, which I didn't know there was a portal called Student Universe, but they can get like a travel booking platform or something right there. So if they have those things, log on tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Wow.
1,000 students get tickets home for $25. And they said it can save like up to $500. It's round trip. There's a small window that you can travel in, but it does include over the Christmas holiday.
Which is nice.
Yes.
Be able to get home. I mean, for students that are halfway across the country or all the way across the country to come back here to see mom and dad, that's a gift.
I think it's huge. And I don't know if mom can, or dad or can log on with a student's info, because I don't know if the students will be up that early.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
There's a few more people that are saying, yeah, it's okay. And then others are like, I don't really know. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, your Christmas music stations here on His Radio. Regifting. I don't know where you stand on that. Some people, I've never heard this term before until just now. I had no idea that it's called secondhand gifting.
Oh, yeah.
It's a regift, not secondhand gifts.
So they are a little different. So regifting is if somebody gives you a gift and you're kind of like, and you regift it to someone else.
Then what's a secondhand gift?
So secondhand gifting is if you go to Goodwill or, one of these donation places, or you
Facebook
maybe go to
Marketplace?
Facebook Marketplace, or a friend is selling it. You find it at a yard sale. So it is a little bit different, but it's basically the same because you're not paying as much. And I'm like, big deal to me. I remember regifting when I was a child to someone else, and I got quote unquote caught in it, and I felt so terrible. And I felt that way for a good long while until I got to be an adult, and I thought, why am I ashamed of that?
Don't need to be.
Absolutely never need to be, because it was still given from the heart and the right place. It doesn't have to have a price tag on it.
And listen, I regift a lot. I really regift a lot. And I'll tell you why. Like this time of the year, how many of those gatherings are there? And I'm sorry, every single one requires a gift.
They do.
Or if you don't want to participate, it's okay. But it's like, really? I'm going to be the
Well,
one sitting there
right.
while it's like, leave early. Why even go? That's how I feel. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. And so I regift. I'm like, thank you, but I'm going to have to use that at somebody else's party because now I'm required to get another thing. That's another, don't spend more than $20.
Yeah.
So
And I think
got
there's a
two this
lot
week
of
that I
that.
have to do that at. I'm
I
like,
know.
oh, man.
But I think a lot of people run into that regardless. It might be a family function. It might be, you've got his side of the family and your side of the family, and each one requires you to buy. My in-laws, we used to buy for everybody. You bought something for everybody. There's 30 people that show up for Thanksgiving now. So we had to curb that and
Mhm.
say, like one person. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do to get
Yeah.
through
And
the
not
holiday,
everybody else has Scott's cash flow.
right? He's got so much.
I'm gonna tell you what, I'm looking at items on Marketplace right now for gifts. So I'm
Right.
totally into re-gift, resale gifting. And I think it's fine if you can save money and find something good quality.
Yeah, as long as it's not crummy and
Yeah.
broken up and scratched and faded and whatever it is that you're trying to, what is it, secondhand gift?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if it's from the
Okay.
heart, who cares about the price tag? If it is from that, like if
Exactly.
you thought of me and you got me some silly string, let's do this.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
So I don't know if Kelly has gotten like all just out of sorts trying to get ready for a company that's coming in, but she had texted that her daughter's coming in for Christmas. Super excited about it. If she's anything like me, she's probably freaking out a little bit trying to get the house ready. But I read something that said, chill out. There's only a couple of things that you need to get ready before company comes to
Really?
stay.
Okay, what's
Yes.
that?
So the things that you really need to do is like the toilet in the guest bathroom. If you have a guest bathroom or the one that the guest is going to use, that's the bathroom that you need to spend a little more time on. Okay?
And that's it?
No.
Oh.
And it says, the whole bathroom, but it also says just make sure that they have access to clean towels, washcloths, anything that they might need like that, toiletries, the kitchen counters, yes, run the vacuum. Here's one that I don't agree with. It said, don't worry about dusting. I'm like, don't worry about dusting. You got to dust. We get a lot of dust in our house. But there are some things that said, don't even worry about. Don't worry about the laundry. Close the door so they can't see it. You
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it.
That's true, as long as they don't go into the laundry room. Some
Well, that-
people, you got to go through the garage and go through the laundry room to get into the house.
True that. And if that's the case, then yeah, probably do the laundry. But what I do, if I have people that are coming over and I know I didn't get to the laundry, I'm like, do not open that door. Like I'm just going and almost threaten the kids, do not open that door and leave
Do
it
not
open.
open that door.
Don't you dare do it.
Hey, listen, Scott's wife, let me tell you.
I love her, but did you know we issue tornado
love her, bud.
watches at my house before we have people come over because it is a cleaning twister that rolls through. She has to get everything top to bottom of the house clean. I mean, it's crazy. But
And stresses you out, right?
it stresses her out. It stresses me out because she's so worried about getting everything tip top and in perfect shape. And I'm like, they're not going to really notice it. Like you said, just shut a door.
So just a tip from a woman who has gone through this. Please don't say don't worry about it or anything. Just get on your hands and knees and start cleaning the baseboards.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I would love to say that none of us ever have arguments or heated fellowship with our spouses or our friends. That's the way some people have put it to me. Heated fellowship.
Heated
Okay.
fellowship.
I know.
Okay.
In other words, fighting. We would love to say that we don't do that, but we do. Let's just be real. I try not to do it via text, but sometimes you just want to say what you want to say, right? And it goes through text
In the heat of the moment.
in the heat of that moment. But, text can be so misinterpreted. That's why I love emojis because I need to know your emotions. I need to know how you feel.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
I can read you when we're right.
she thinks I'm mad if I
A lot.
don't send her emojis. Sometimes I'll just type insert happy emoji here.
So that I know your mindset. I can read emotions when we are in the same room together, if we're on the phone, text, not at all. So there's a new term called fexting, and it's fighting while you're texting.
Oh,
And they're saying that it's so detrimental to fight over text
You think?
because of that. Well, because you can't. I mean, it can be detrimental, even if you fight or argue in person, if you're somebody that uses words as weapons. And I'm not saying that I haven't before or I don't, because when in the heat of the moment, sometimes that humanness just kind of takes over and you say some hard things.
Mhm.
And but doing it over text, they say, is just really, it's not good for the relationship, especially if that's the only way that you tend to communicate.
Well, of course. I mean, you're not supposed to let the sun go down in your wrath, right?
Yes,
So-
right.
So that there's a thing there. Here's another thing. I want to get back to the whole emoji thing. Is that okay? Do you mind?
Sure.
That's a pet peeve of mine. I'm like, I don't like emojis. And then I'll pick random ones. And when I pick random ones, Liz thinks I'm mad at her.
So
I'm
sometimes
like,
you
no.
you send me a bomb or you send me
I'm
like
just randomly picking them. There's thousands of them to pick from.
or the face that's like "Rrr," a little red face, "Rrr," and I'm like, he doesn't like me
Yeah,
anymore.
and then I'll make a mistake from time to time and I'll type in all caps. Now, I'm in
Oh.
the Apple world, and so literally when I'm writing notes, they're all caps, always. And so if somebody texts me during that time that I'm writing some notes, I'm texting back in all caps. It's convenient. I don't have to change anything. 'Cause
He
I'm
doesn't
going
have
back
to hit
what I'm working.
shift. You don't have
I'm
to hit
like,
shift.
oh, I'm like, no.
And then I'm in the corner crying in a ball with my blanket and my thumb that he's mad at me.
like, why are you yelling? I'm not yelling. I am now.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
It's a movie I don't believe I ever saw in theaters, but I so want to see it. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio.
Well, it's going to be coming back to theaters. And I think, if I understand this correctly, I'm pretty sure this is Scott Watson's favorite all-time Christmas movie. Favorite all-time Christmas movie. And it's coming back to theaters because it's, what was it? It was out in the 80s.
Like
I
late
remember
80s,
correct.
I think. Yeah.
1988, when Die Hard came into the theaters with Bruce Willis. A Christmas miracle type story. It is wonderful.
It is a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
It is.
True and true. Scott Watson's favorite Christmas movie of all time.
My favorite movie that I have never seen, believe it or not. I have never seen Die Hard. I've seen bits and pieces of it, on TV, but I have never seen it from start to finish.
Isn't that
How?
wild?
How? Like you
I know
literally
it's on all
have
the time.
But that's what I was going to say. You literally have to purposefully not watch it because it's on all the time.
I think the kids are around, and I want to make sure there's
Yes.
nothing that they see, and so it gets to the point late in the evening, and I forget about, and it's just happened forever.
Listen, so
I
I got a thought for you, Scott. Okay.
Okay. All
So
right.
Scott can go Friday to the theater because Die Hard's going to be in theaters starting on Friday.
This is my chance.
This is your chance
Yes,
because then
finally.
you will be in a theater, popcorn, milk duds, the big giant thing of Coca-Cola or whatever they serve in there. So
That's
you'll
right.
have the soda, you'll have the giant unending bucket of popcorn, you'll be in the seat. Don't drink all that big cup of soda though, because you'll have to go to the restroom.
You'll miss
And I'll
very
miss it.
important parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to ask, is it going to be the edited version? I need the edited
No.
version to be.
No,
I need
not
the
in a
edited.
theater.
They need to make an edited version for the theater.
I would agree 100%, but they'll only do that on network TV.
Okay, well, maybe I'll stay home and watch it then. Maybe me and Scott can watch.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Edward will tell you, Mind your own business. Keep to yourself, mind your own business, and like me, you could possibly live to be 103.
Yeah. He's an older gentleman. He has kept his nose to the grind, like he has not gotten anybody's business, no gossiping, nothing like that. Listen, this guy's from Charleston. He has been a plumber. I mean, he has worked hard his entire life. He worked up until I think he was 99 years old and finally said, "Okay, I'm going to retire." So he's been retired for 4 years, but he's still keeping his nose where it needs to be.
Yeah, and I'll quote him. He says, "You live long if you mind your own business. Mind your own business, and you're gonna be okay. Plus, eat healthy." That's me adding that in there. So here's the thing. He's 103, right? Sharp, healthy. He still loves to drive. He cooks, and he does odd jobs still around town.
Okay. Okay, he drives. Like,
I
oh
know.
my.
You
I'm
think
sorry.
you think somebody who is close to a century old, you wouldn't think that they'd be able to. There's some who can. He can. If you look at Edward, knowing he's 103, you're like, no, you're not.
He
Come
doesn't
on,
look
dude.
it at all.
Way you're not. You're 80 something. You're not 103. Come on.
And that's the thing. Like, he does look probably, late 70s, early 80s. That's still 30 to 40 years younger than he actually is.